How's it going, everybody? Let's talk about every game happened on October 29th. Tuesday, we only have four games. The first game, the Dallas Mavericks beat the Minnesota Timberwolves 120-114. And we have Kyrie Irving, 35 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, and a steal with 6 threes. Kyrie Irving is underrated at this point. 2 years ago, due to, I think, COVID issues, Kyrie set out, half of the season. So everybody's clowning him. But now, I mean, on a per game basis, last year he was the eighth, top 10 player on a per game basis. This year, so far, he's the 12th ranked player. Just super, super efficient. Here we go again. Averaging 24 points, 3.5 threes, 1.8 steals, 4 rebound, 5 assists. And he's not even shooting the ball that well. So good game from him. Klay Thompson has just 2 threes. Okay, he's still a hold if you need 3 points. Luka has been bad the first week. 10 for 27, 8 rebound, 8 assists. Probably a buy low. But when you got Luka, his efficiency is obviously always a worry. And from the free throw line too. PJ Washington played well with 3 threes and a steal, 8 rebounds. He's super up and down. Try to trade him whenever he goes off. And Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively, both guys didn't really do much. Both had some defensive stats, but this is the same situation as the Atlanta Hawks, right? Both centers they're not gonna play huge minutes. For the Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards, really good efficiency here, 12 for 20, 37 points, 7 threes, but 6 for 12 on the free throw line. Anthony Edwards shot 83% from the line last year. This year, and he was still the 37th ranked player last year. And this year, he's gotten worse, for sure. He's shooting the ball way too much, I feel like. Mike Conley had some foul trouble, 4 fouls, played just 22 minutes. He's not a must roster, but you could definitely stream him for some assists, some threes, and some steals maybe, and good free throw shooter. Dante DiVincenzo 1 for 5 from 3, 6 assists, 2 steals. He's also not a must roster, but the steals, the threes, the assists, pretty nice. And Naz Reid played 25 minutes. He's also not a must roster. 9 rebound with 2 3. I mean, these guys coming off the bench, they'll get 25, 26 minutes with everybody healthy, but they're not doing much. They're not must rosters. Julius Randle had 3 threes, 20 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals. That's not a bad line for Randle. His usage seems to be fine also on this team. And Jaden McDaniels is not fantasy relevant at this moment. Move on to the next game. The Denver Nuggets barely escaped in overtime again. So I think, was it a back-to-back? I mean, last game, not yesterday, they beat, I think, Toronto Raptors in overtime. And last night, they beat Brooklyn 144-139. And how about Jokic? Second ranked player, but there's not much difference between him and number 1 ranked player Shea right now, only because Shea is averaging 3.3 steals and 2 blocks. Just putting up ridiculous numbers: 29 points, 18 rebounds, 16 assists, and a block. Not a lot of defensive stats, but my God, Jokic he's balling out right now. He kind of has to because, Jamal Murray 8 for 19, 24 points and 2 threes. Okay, Christian Braun, he's getting, defensive stats every game, so totally fine if you want to have him. Aaron Gordon had a good game, 24 points, his best game of the season. I don't think he's a must roster. Try to sell high on him if anybody buys. His minutes on this team is going to be consistent. He's probably going to give you 14 points, 15 points, give you some rebound, but he doesn't give you a lot of assists and he doesn't give you a lot of defensive stats. Michael Porter Jr. remained to be mediocre for 3s and 16 points. And Russell Westbrook came off the bench, got 20 minutes. Also, this Denver Nuggets team, they don't seem that deep. They're not really playing all the, 1 or 2 injuries, they become super, super thin. And a lot of guys I never heard of them before. Trey Alexander, Jalen Pickett. For the Brooklyn Nets, how about Cam Thomas? 22 field goals, 26 points, 1 3, 9 for 9 from the free throw line is good. But you know what he is. He just gives you points and threes. I don't even think he's a good free throw shooter or get to the line that much. But a good, really, really good volume scorer. Dennis Schroeder continue a big sell high right now. 28 points, 14 assists, nothing else, and 5 threes is also nice. Really try to sell. Should really try to sell Dennis Schroeder, because as we get to the end of the season, is he going to be on this team? Is he going to play 40 minutes? And Ben Simmons did not play. This is why it's tough to hold on to Ben Simmons. Noah Clowney started. That's interesting. They don't want to play Nicholas Claxton. I don't know why. Nicholas Claxton still got 26 minutes, 12 rebounds and 3 blocks. Yeah, you don't drop Nicholas Claxton, but I don't know what Brooklyn Nets are doing. I know they wanted to go small first couple games, but Noah Clowney is also a big who cannot space the floor. Dorian Finney-Smith, we should not be that interested in him. And Cameron Johnson had 6 threes, 20 points. He is not a must roster player. Moving on to the next game. I'll be right back. All right. Moving on to the next game, we have the Kings beat the Jazz. No surprise there, 113-96. Yeah, the Jazz gonna be. Well, they haven't had a win yet. So for sure, as we get to the end of the season, guys like Laura Markkinen, you gotta keep an eye on his minutes. Good win for the Kings. De'Aaron Fox, 19 points, 6 assists. Okay, Sabonis had 28 points. 13 for 18 is really nice, but not a lot of defensive stats. Kevin Huerter, good game again. 2 threes. He could be a streamer. 2 threes, 2 steals and a block. And Malik Monk also got 26 minutes. He did not play well. Hit 2 threes and a block, 7 points. But Kevin Huerter could be a streamer at the moment, especially if they have a good schedule. Keegan Murray and DeMar DeRozan, now their minutes is back to normal. They both played all right. The Kings got a lot of offensive firepower on this team. So I am a little bit worried about De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis. Just offensive numbers. Now, they basically added DeMar DeRozan. Last year, it's mainly Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox. Now DeRozan is going to get a bunch of assists. He's going to shoot a bunch. So that could be concerning for all these guys. For the Jazz, Laura Markkinen plays just 17 minutes. Why did he only play 17 minutes? Because he got hurt. He got back spasms. Okay. I don't know if this is already happening but they really have nothing to play for. Cody Williams played 30 minutes. Yeah, he's the guy that replaces Taylor Hendricks. I don't know if he's a good fantasy player, but he got 2 steals and looks like he's gonna have a lot of minutes. So I'll keep an eye on him. Walker Kessler played 26 minutes. I think this is also a blowout. The minutes is fine. Kessler can play 28 minutes and contribute a lot. A good game actually. 8 rebounds, a steal, and 2 blocks. Jordan Clarkson had 21 points and 2 threes. And Keontae George, 11 assists is really encouraging, but he's shooting. I don't know what percentage he's shooting at, but he's really, really struggling from the field at the moment, which is okay, which is to be expected. He took 10 threes, hit 2, but he's going to give you a lot of assists and threes and some good points rest of the season. So I would never drop Keontae George. I would try to trade him if his field goal is too much for you. John Collins had 22 minutes, but I don't think he has a lot of fantasy upside. Could be a streamer though. Colin Sexton was absolutely horrible. 0 for 7. I don't think he needs to be rostered. Just a streaming option. The next game, somehow the Golden State Warriors beat the New Orleans Pelicans with no Steph Curry. Herbert Jones got hurt, left the game. He should be okay. Not too worried about him. And CJ McCollum somehow only had 5 points. Had 2 blocks, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Interesting game. Zion Williamson went off with 31 points, his best game of the season. And a block, 8 rebounds, but really good field goal. Zion has got to do more scoring. He's got to give us more defensive stats. and not have 7 turnovers. Brandon Ingram, 30 points, also amazing game, 3 threes. Sure, pretty good line. Jordan Hawkins shit the bed in this one, 0 for 6, but he could still be a streamer, you know, as long as Devontae Murray is out. For the Golden State Warriors, Buddy Hield, 28 points, 7 threes. Yeah, he's gonna eat with Steph Curry out. And the funny thing is, he only played 28 minutes. Draymond Green only plays 28 minutes as well. Yeah, I'm not really high on Draymond Green. Even a game with Steph Curry out, he did have 4 personal fouls, but plays just 29 minutes. He's not gonna get huge minutes. 1 steal and 2 blocks is really good here, and 7 assists. But Draymond's got he hasn't been good the last 5 years in the regular season. So I'm not really high on him this year either. So if he does have a couple good games, try to trade him. Trayson Jackson-Davis, is he a must roster? He's not a must roster. He just doesn't get a lot of minutes. Steve Kerr does not like to give these guys 35 minutes a night. He just like to play everybody. Like Moses Moody had a good game, shooting wise, but only got 17 minutes, 5-6 from 3. Jonathan Kuminga did not start here. Wow. Goes 6 for 7, 13, 17 points. Yeah, Kerr likes to play everybody 10 minutes here and there and then see what happens. But they got the win. Kyle Anderson goes 0 for 9 from the field, but did have 5 steals. So for this Warriors team, I would say really the only person who really needs to be rostered, well, Draymond Green too, is Podziemski and Buddy Hield. Podziemski had a decent game with 19 points and 3 threes, 5 assists, and a steal. But yeah, even including Kuminga. Wiggins is also out this game. Kuminga, for sure you could stream him, but the minutes, they're playing around with his minutes too much. And in fantasy, he just give you some scoring. That's really it. If you need scoring, yeah, you could have him. Otherwise, I look for others. And that's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.